Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here at the Travel Experts Conference aboard the Scenic Opal, and they actually have two ships for their conference here, and we're in Belgium and the Netherlands. And I'm here with Ryan Spear of Spear Travel Group, who is a Travel Experts member. We're going to talk to Ryan a little bit about how he's gotten through the last 20 months. Also, the advantages that being part of Travel Experts has given to his agency, and also a little background about that agency as overall. And you're going to find out also about what the future holds for bookings and beyond. And this is Insider Travel Report. Well, Ryan, first of all, great to meet you. I just met you now, and it's wonderful to talk to you about your agency. And tell us a little bit about Spear Travel Group, when you founded it, and I believe you had a hotel background, right?
I did, yes. So former Ritz-Carlton sales manager and actually operations manager. Ended my career with the Ritz-Carlton in Battery Park right when it lost its flag, actually.
I remember that well. I used to go there all the time, yeah.
Yeah, so my first job was managing the Rise Bar, which I'm sure you remember is at the top of the hotel. And spent about 14 years with Marriott Ritz-Carlton, all in New York City. And it was sometime in 2017 when I started to realize that I wanted to have more control of my career, of my lifestyle, of both earnings and family work balance and all of that stuff. Started to formulate the idea of, kind of how I could do that, and started to look into travel advising and agencies in that way. And after about a year of planning, decided to take the plunge in 2018. Q1 of 2018 is when we turned the flag over, and it worked out perfectly because I was able to convert some clients that I had been working with on the hotel side into immediate clients, and from there just hit the ground running. And it was I guess about 2 months in when I had first heard about Travel Experts. I had some great colleagues that I never sold leisure, so that was kind of a new area for me. And I said, hey, I know there's a lot of opportunity out there. Who should I be talking to? And they first said, you got to link up with a Virtuoso agency, and here's a list of 5 agencies that we think are the best, or people within those agencies that you should talk to. And had some great conversations, and just based on the mix and kind of where I was at starting off, Travel Experts was the perfect fit. And
it's one of the oldest hosts, actually been around for quite some time, and their model fits a lot of people. So what does your agency focus on? Do you have a specialty or something?
Yeah, so initially I actually came from the group side, so I had a lot of group contacts that I was able to convert into clients. But the issue was that most of them had already booked the rest of their meetings for 2018, right? So I thought, oh shoot, I need to make money now, which is where the leisure piece came in. I also found that when I was speaking with new clients and potential clients, it's much more common to meet somebody that goes on vacation than it is that plans meetings for their career. So it was there, and it immediately was able to take advantage of the trainings that Travel Experts had, Virtuoso as well, and convert that into bookings and short-term cash. So that was it. Yeah,
that's great. Well, of course, you started the agency in 2018, and I'm sure you grew and you're going for us. And 2 years later, then we hit this little issue. In March 20, whatever it was, we've now been at more than 20 months. And what happened when you first heard about the pandemic, and how did it affect you initially?
Sure, yeah. So 2019 was a fantastic year. I did, better financially that year than I had ever done in the hotel industry, which was really kind of a stamp of approval for the move, which was great. 2020 was shaping up to be amazing, just like everybody else's year. And then, of course, when that hit, a bit of a denial at first, I would say, and then a bit of reality set in when it just continued and continued. And so spent a lot of time that summer really just taking care of clients. So making sure that they were whole, rebooking if they wanted to, or just trying to get their money back. Of course, like everyone, was on hold for many, many hours of many of those days. And then reached a point where I said, okay, well, what do I do now? we've got to really look inward. So it was a time to kind of shift into operations, SOPs, standard operating procedures, things like that internally, to make sure that when indeed this bounced back, that we were going to be ready to handle as much possible volume as we could. So I actually brought on staff during.
Really? So you brought on? That's a rarity.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I read a lot. I have a business coach. You just got to think ahead, right? You can't live where you are. And we knew that it was going to come back, and we knew it was going to come back strong. It was just kind of a matter of when. And so a lot of my team are actually ex-hoteliers as well, and so they were furloughed or getting paid by the government and or both. So what a better time to try something new and kind of get involved with something as
have a heck of an all-star team of hoteliers to staff up your agency after last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. I almost felt like I should have brought more, because there were so many great people, and there still are. There's still a lot of great people that are out there, just kind of waiting to see, okay, where's that perfect position going to be, or the hotel, or what was I looking for in that reflection that they had over the furlough time. So one of the biggest shifts that we actually made during the summer of last year was to go towards a younger demographic, because we looked at who was traveling, and it was younger people. They were doing their smaller weddings, they were doing honeymoons, and we wanted to be a part of it. So we launched a brand in July of this year called Better Together Travel, and we focused on once the ring is on the finger, we want to be part of your life, right? So we want to do the bachelorette party, wedding, destination wedding, room blocks, and honeymoons, and
second honeymoons and everything.
Exactly, subsequent anniversaries every year, right? So we feel like it's a really great way to kind of get into a younger demographic and start to be a part of their lives from the beginning. Because let's face it, there's still a little bit of a misconception regarding travel advisors. One that that they're just sitting at home in front of a computer, and they're gonna be more expensive, or they might not know everything that's out there, and that's not the case. And we just have to kind of re-educate certainly the new consumers that are coming up, and I think that's a great way to do it.
So it's great that you got to that younger base, and now you have that hopefully for a long time to come. Mm-hmm. Now, how did Travel Experts help you during the pandemic?
So Travel Experts has been a great resource for us all throughout. I mentioned that I didn't really have a ton of experience on the leisure side, and so much of the summer, in addition to kind of that inward facing, was training. They have a great library of past recordings from all of our great suppliers around the world, and just dove into those, took notes as to, okay, this sounds like a great one for that. The other part I love about Travel Experts is it's a true community. They had a Facebook page, but they kind of took it to another level during the pandemic, and we started interacting a lot more on there. You could ask questions, and it was almost like you had 400 other mentors now that you could be a part of, in addition to Susan and the team. So they've been invaluable for us, and then of course just everything that they have access to has been great to just provide added value for our clients.
No, absolutely, and it's great to have that backup too. And now here we are. We're in late 21 now. We're looking ahead for the rest of the year. Obviously, people are starting to travel. What does it look like in terms of sales? What's selling well in terms of the type of travel, and what destinations are selling well going into 22?
Sure. So as I mentioned, our honeymoon and wedding business took off. So we've been doing a lot of local stuff. So within the year, it's still Caribbean, Mexico, and Florida. But we have sent our first honeymoons over to Greece and Italy now, Croatia. So we're very excited about that. On the group side of the business, I mentioned that was kind of the start. We had some groups that actually met throughout, smaller groups of about 25 to 150 people. Now we're starting to see more of the, let's call them traditional corporations, allow their people to travel and meet, and so that we think will provide a nice boost to our business. And then the baby boomers are coming back as well. So that was kind of our core market prior to COVID. We had lots of European trips, and I would say only about 25% have rebooked at this point. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. That's why I'm so glad that we're here now showing people.
We're here in Europe, and you can see that you can travel, right?
Exactly, right. You can travel safely, and it is going to be like it was before, with maybe the exception of wearing a mask inside, but I think people understand that. But the shops are open, the museums are open. You're going to get the same experience that you would have gotten.
Yeah, the regulations may change, but I said right now, as long as you probably wear a mask, have a vaccination certificate, and fill out the health form, you're pretty good to go almost anywhere these days. Maybe not China yet, but almost anywhere in the world, right?
Right. The playbook has been expanded. Let's call it that. There's so much more now that we can offer to our clients, and I think that they're willing to discuss and look at. And so for us, that's exciting to be able to open up the world. We want to create personalized experiences for our clients that can go out and have memories that will last a lifetime. So that's what we do.
That's great. Now, you said it is great being here with live conference, first one with these two things. What's it been like to be here like this?
It's great. So it's my first Travel Experts Summit. I think it's an amazing thing that they do, especially for somebody like me that's looking for kind of that mentorship still throughout. But I can also teach people things too. I came from the hotel side, so I can share some of my secrets with them. But it's been fabulous.
Ritz-Carlton always had that reputation, right? I mean, yes, they have sort of secrets of how to treat guests and that's kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely. But the internal networking of just meeting other advisors has been fantastic, and then you put on top of that the ability to be in person with suppliers, great suppliers from all over the world, ask questions, get educated, and then be able to bring that back to our team and our clients is what I'm excited about.
Now, what after these 21, it's now 21, it seems to be going farther, although I think we've turned the corner now. What is the greatest lesson or lessons that you've learned in this period about yourself, about your agency, about how to operate in this kind of environment?
We were fortunate to be a very, capital light model in a sense, so we don't have a storefront or anything like that. So that allowed us to get through pretty much unscathed, and I feel like that's probably a good model moving forward. Obviously, as we continue to grow, we may put in some other fixed costs, but from a business owner perspective, I think that was very important. And then from a strategy perspective, I think it showed that diversification is really important, and you can't just go to one market. I mean, imagine if we only sold Italy, U.S. outbound, what would we have done? And I'm sure there were a lot of people in that problem and had to shift. And so I feel like just like investing in the stock market, right? You've got to be diversified a little bit. You can have your areas where your expertise at, but it's important to have several different buckets so you can kind of pull the levers when you need to.
Good advice. Now, Ryan, I want to thank you. It's been great to hear about your experience, and it's been great to be here. We're here in the lounge. We're hearing music, and people are actually networking, and champagne is flowing. So life is pretty much back to normal in many respects, and it's been great to be on board these two wonderful scenic ships as we tool around Holland and Belgium. This is the end of the conference, sadly. Some people are going on to other countries, I know I am, but it's great to be back. And Ryan, it was wonderful to meet you and hear about your travel agency.
Great to meet you as well, James. Thank you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.